How are we going, everyone? Well, spring has sprung, and then it sprung a leak, and now it's sort of kicked back into gear again. So earlier on today it was bloody freezing. Now the sun's come out and I'm hot, but we can't wait for the weather to settle down, whether it's spring, summer, autumn or winter, folks. We've got to get our gardens ready, and that's what I'm doing here at the moment. So I've just finished putting down some superfood, then black grit on top, and now I'm putting my mulch over the top of that. Now this is a bed that I've always had a bit of a problem with because I've had some crap soil put in, and I'm sick of tired of telling you that. But nevertheless, that's what happened in the past. I've actually added a layer of compost and cocoa over the top of this. I'm not sure if you can see this, but that's a blend of compost and cocoa together, right? And that's nice and friable now. I didn't put any planting mix. Instead, I've been putting the superfood and black grit over the top, and that's activating the soil, especially now with the mulch that's been hydrated with our eco bush. So that's been biostimulated. And now we're just going to top dress that with the mulch and even the juicy parts to go in there as well. And don't worry about the flowering parsley, we're going to cut that out. This bed's just getting ready for new plantings to go in, and some of the existing ones are staying. Now, the main topic here, before I get carried away with mulching, is your capsicums. Now, a few weeks ago I showed you my capsicums that were still dormant, having a look to see if they've actually kicked on into life there so we can go and clean them up. Well, guess what? They have. So let's go and have a look at them. Now, I've already taken the liberty to attack this side here because I got excited when I saw them, and you can see there's some little growth coming on here. So that's telling us that the sap flow is active now. The plant's actually activated. There's life in the soil, and the plant's sucking up all those wonderful minerals created for it to start growing. So we've got our spring coming on. So now it's important to cut them back if you've got some already growing. Now, not all of them will be pruned back the same way. You have to look at each one on an individual basis, and what you're looking for is dieback. Now, I've pretty much tackled the best of these here. There's not much I can show you here other than the finished result. This is what it'll look like. You can see a whole chunks come out on that side there. Again, this is not scientifically proven, just practically proven, folks. I've done this a few times, meaning years in a row. Oh, look at that. All my cuttings are here. This is what I've cut out here. For example, think about canker, like on the rose, and we always talk about cutting back below the dieback. Now, I couldn't go any lower than that, but you can see that's where it's died back to, and it's still green on this side here. And that means the plant hasn't quite been affected by whatever's killing this off on the dieback. So get rid of all this dieback, any dead wood on there as well, so you get little twigs on the sides. Let me see. For example, we've got this one here. If you had a twig like that, you just cut it right back to the end there, like that. Now, why practice on something that's already been cut off, folks? Look at the other side there. I've got to go and clean them up. If I was to leave these ones here to continue to grow from this point onwards, they're going to get so big, top heavy, and they'll become very loose, just like this one did earlier on in the season. It actually became top heavy and it fell over, and by the time I realised it was been down for a while. But anyway, it's going to establish its new roots. I'm going to put a couple of bamboo sticks here afterwards to balance it, but we are going to bring these right down, all of them in fact. So sit back and watch. Treat these almost like a rose, I reckon. Open up the middle because they'll grow back into the middle again, and you don't want to have existing branches like that because they will just grow into each other. Look, we've got new growth already here. So this one's ready to go as well. Unfortunately, the young ones, which are the most active ones, are the ones that I'm going to remove. My bad, it's gone because I broke it. Did I? Yes, I did. See that? That's why I had to cut it off. Some of these may survive, some of them may just say, hey, what did you just do to us, and give up. And always clean your tools, unlike me. I keep talking about it. And don't do it often enough, but nevertheless, we still have a half decent garden, I reckon, considering. You can see how much I've brought it down, but they're not identical. Remember, each one grows to its own shape, and we've got plenty of places where new growth can develop. Now, it will still grow out here, and this is still a little bit big and sort of awkward shaped. So I might end up cutting it back further as I see it growing. So you've always got time to prune them back and shape them. And remember, this is now, I think, 3 years old. Yeah, second was last year. This is the third year we're going to get fruit off these ones here. So folks, we're doing something right, considering the bad weather we have out here. Next, we've got this yellowing off happening on. So we're going to cut it right back to the beginning there, and hopefully it tacks off from there. Now we've got this little dieback as well. That's as close as I can get. A little bit nasty on the prune, but I reckon it'll hold on. Wow, not a lot left on this one. But again, plenty of spaces for new growth to come in. In fact, I reckon this one's going to grow the best out of all of them because I've given it more space, and I'm looking at this now. I might thin this out a little bit later. Let it go. We don't need to touch it yet. We've got plenty of time, and the little prune will actually help it along as well if we see it struggling. Some of you would rip these right out at the end of the season, right? Or if you look at it like this, think, no, there's no hope with this one here. But there's a hell of a lot of hope here. And we're going to cut this right back and shape it up. Also, remember, with every plant, oh, see, that's gone into it a little bit there. Hopefully we can get rid of that. I might have to bring something else to cut that off a bit cleaner with that. Anyway, we just keep cutting this out. This garden bed just got fertilised as well, folks, with our superfood and black grit, and the mulch is another layer of mulch because the bloody chickens got in here the other day, turned the bloody thing over completely. I mean, there's a lot of worms in here as well. I don't need to show you that. You've seen it many a times. But yeah, I've top dressed it now so I can get a nice coating over the top and keep the moisture in and give the microbes another new lease of life. And that's what you've got. See now, see the yellowing here? Discoloration just on here, that's a bit too much for me. So I normally would have cut it up here because we've got dye back on this one as well, just there. But because it's already yellowed off there, I'm going to take it right back down to here now. That's how I'll get rid of that. This is pretty good up here, but we don't want it lopsided. So we're going to have to work our way, bringing it down, I think here, cut that off, cut that off, cut that off. I'll just trim that back like that. I think we've done something. And if it dies, we replace it. And this is my last one to cut here, folks. So let's recap on what we've done today. Well, first of all, fertilise your garden. Yeah, feed your microbes in the soil. Don't think about just feeding your plants. So get your superfood and black grit into it, and then top it up with mulch like this. Pick your favourite mulch. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's all going to decompose by soaking it in some Eco Butch and Liquid Gold in a wheelbarrow. Now, how long do you soak it for? As soon as it's hydrated, you can feel the moistures inside each piece of mulch that you have there. Once that's hydrated, you can take it out. So that can be anywhere from half an hour, up to a day or 2 days. The longer you leave it, the more it actually ferments and stimulates, it activates. And as soon as you grab that and put it into your garden bed, well, I'll tell you something, it just blows up an explosion of microbes and life. They love it, they thrive on it, and your plants will thrive as well. This garden bed's been overwintering, so don't judge this. All my beds are now getting a top up, as I've just explained to you. And if you got your capsicums, you're not, what's your name? Oh, Leia. Oh, I thought it was Cara. Oh, you sweetheart. So if you got capsicums, cut them back if you haven't done so already. Below any dye back on it, remove any dead, disease and damaged wood. For example, like that there, you've got to get rid of that. Don't leave it on there. The plant will push through because it's actively growing, but eventually it'll get the better of it. So cut all them back, open up the middle, get rid of the dead, disease, damage, keep the seeds if you can. And don't forget to feed your garden. Now, if you haven't tried our superfood, folks, we are shipping it across Australia, and we've got it on special this week. So all our superfood range deals are discounted for your pleasure to be able to get something at home and enjoy in your garden. So check it out on our website, vasilisgarden.com, and check out all our outlets. We've got about 9 now. I'm blown away with all that. So we've got a growing family of outlets. Find one near your place, and hopefully they are. You can shop, click and collect, walk in, and shop in store as well. Big week ahead. Get ready for spring. From me, Vasili, Maresi.